TikTok apparently doesn't like me talking about this, so we're gonna try again. I'm going to tell you about the Devil's Tree in Port St. Lucie, Florida. This tree has been voted by multiple magazines as the most haunted place in Florida. It's located in Oak Park, Port St. Lucie, and you can see the scar on it from where multiple people tried to cut down the tree to no avail. Someone even tried to burn the tree down, only for the fire to go out almost immediately. The monster behind the legend is this dude right here, Gerard Schaefer. In 1972, he killed 2 women at the Devil's Tree, but he has boasted to multiple people that there were several more victims. His MO was kidnapping women who were hitchhiking, tying them up, gagging them, hanging them from the tree, and then slicing their throat and decapitating them. Yeah, he was sick. Gerard used his power as a sheriff for Martin County to lure women into a false sense of security. The only reason he was caught was because one night when he had kidnapped 2 women, he got called away on a dispatch. He left them hanging from the tree, tied up but alive. They managed to escape. This next picture I'm going to show you may be triggering, so warning. On July 21st, 1972, Gerard picked up Nancy Trotter, this woman, and Paula Sue Wells. These were the 2 women who managed to escape. This is a picture of Nancy reenacting how Gerard had them bound and gagged before they were able to get away. He had repeatedly told them that he would sell them into prostitution or make them watch each other die. When he got back to the tree and realized that they had escaped, he called the station and told them that he had done something foolish. He said he was just trying to teach them a lesson for hitchhiking. The station obviously didn't believe him, stripped him of his badge, and arrested him. One of the most frustrating parts of this story is that after posting bail, Gerard killed 2 more women. They were 16 and 17 years old, and he wasn't charged for it for another year. Because he was on the loose for so long, it's impossible to say how many victims he really had. But even after he was imprisoned, the bad energy and just strange events around the Devil's Tree continued. There have been sightings of cults over the years around the tree, trying to appease whatever force surrounds it. According to local legend, one man tried to take an axe to the tree, and the axe head came off and hit him in the head, killing him instantly. A priest was even called to try to exorcise the tree, and obviously it did not work. People have gone at night to spot orbs, apparitions, and other strange things that they could not explain at this tree. But to end on a happy note, Gerard died in jail in 1995.
Did you know that Dorothy Eady literally lived twice? This is a weird one, so stick with me. Dorothy was born in 1904 in London to Irish parents, and when she was 3 years old, she fell down the stairs, hit her head and nearly died. When she came to, she was speaking with a completely different accent and kept talking about wanting to go home. When she was a child, her parents took her to an Egyptian exhibit. When she saw a picture of the Temple of Abydos, she burst into tears and said that that was her home. She talked so obsessively about pharaohs, priestesses, temples, and ancient Egypt that she ended up having psychiatric intervention numerous times. When she was 27, she moved to Egypt and got a job at the Department of Antiquities, mostly because she was so intuitive and knowledgeable about ancient Egypt and ancient Egyptian artifacts. When the Temple of Abydos was excavated, Dorothy was invited along, and not only did she know exactly where to dig, what they would find, but she was also able to find artifacts in the pitch black darkness in the temple where the plans had never been released to public record.
The Native American skinwalker is a shape-shifting being that goes by many different names in many different cultures. Legend has it that they can take many forms, morphing from human to animal, and sometimes even both simultaneously. Apparently they reek of the stench of death, and when in animal form, sometimes some human features can remain the same, such as their eyes, hands and legs, etc. can remain in human form. And they will apparently appear to walk as if they are injured. They're said to have superhuman abilities and can mimic the voices of those that they have killed, even the voices and the cries of your loved ones, to make you go out searching for them, only to find them waiting for you. This method is said to be a common one used to trick people away from their trails and away from their safety, innocently wandering off to meet their demise. Now, the creepiest part about them, and the whole reason why nobody likes talking about them, is that they know when you're talking about them. So with that being said, I am now going to show you guys a couple of super creepy videos claiming to be of said skinwalkers. Enjoy.
Is it still there? Go! Run! Run! We got hit car. What the hell? What the hell?
I've got a lot of these. This is part 9 of creepiest things that have happened to me as a nurse. This one night, it happened to be a full moon, and it was New Year's Eve. Da-da-da! It was me and only like 4 other nurses on our like wing and side of the thing, and I was like the newbie. Everyone else was like older than me and super experienced. Well, all of a sudden, we see a rhythm on the monitor for a room that is empty. It's a super funky rhythm. It's like coming in and out of a fib, and then it's like V-tack for like a whole 6-second strip, and then it goes into sinus, and then back to a fib, a flutter. It was super weird. We called telemetry. Telemetry's like, I don't see it. That's not on our monitor. So me and Doreen, an older, more experienced Jamaican nurse, is like, let's go in. Let's figure this out. We open the door and turn on the lights, and she walks in super confident, and she goes, whatever spirit is in here, get out. And then the oxygen connection fell off the wall.
If you live in Georgia, you most likely know about this infamous man-made lake. You may know it as a graveyard, urban legend, or you may have visited yourself. This lake gets 11 million visits a year. But why is this lake so well known? When this lake was built in 1957, it ended up destroying a lot of towns, graveyards, buildings, roads, and it was left as is. It was built by the U.S. Army Corps to help with navigation and flood control, giving Atlanta most of its water supply. But Lake Lanier has a very dark history. There have been 675 people who have died and not been found. People have said they've seen a raft in the middle of the lake at night, and it will disappear in the distance. There's also the Lady of the Lake, who will moan to lure her victim and to pull them down and drown them. 500 people have been found deceased. Some bodies are found miles away from when they went under.
Oh boy, do the people sure go missing over here. Right here, Yosemite National Park. And boy, the kids, the children be missing. This park is known for having the highest number of missing children. Disappearances be happening up in this damn place. I mean, clearly. So when you're thinking that you're safe, that's probably negative, because when they do find these kids, and they sometimes do find these kids, they're finding them 10 to 15 miles away, and these kids are usually under 10 years old. You tell me what children are walking that far. Who? A 2 to 3 year old? They're finding 2 to 3 year olds 5,000 feet high in elevation, unscathed, no defensive wounds, no defensive marks. These search dogs and search parties are not finding these kids. And not only do they have a heck of a time finding these damn kids, sometimes they don't. When they do, the kids come back letting them know. And boy, oh boy, do they tell them a story. Do they tell them a big furry man carried me off? Was it a bear? No, it was a man, and he had a lot of hair. Okay. They even had Lee Stroud of Survivor Man try to reenact like the nighttime, like replicate a nighttime like journey, because some of these kids just went missing in the middle of the night. And you know, he said, quote, I couldn't do this. I can't do this. This is not right. The kid did not do this on their own. Yeah, okay. So what's out there? I mean, some of these kids are coming back saying that it was wolves that took care of them. 2 to 3 year olds are not wandering all up in that. No. So please be careful in the national parks. The federal government, people who have had their people missing said that they'd be real flippant about like getting people out there to investigate, that they're very nonchalant about it. And I wonder why. Maybe they have some money to lose if people stop fucking going. Be safe.
Let's drive through Kiyotaki Tunnel, a famous Shinrei spot in Kyoto. Legend has it that the tunnel is 444 meters long. Spooky because 4 is an unlucky number. It is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who passed during its construction, those executed in the area, and those who have taken their own life. At the end of the tunnel is a town called Saga Kiyotaki, but if you make an immediate right, you'll be led down another path that brings you back to the start. You're not supposed to look in any mirrors, or you may find the reflection of your own corpse looking back at you. If this happens, you'll meet your untimely fate in a few days. You may also find handprints on your car if you drive through the tunnel and the path at night. For me, the spookiest part was this mirror at the end of the path that's facing down so you can see the top of the car. Why do you think it's there?
At the end of a lonely dirt road is a single headstone that belongs to a young girl named Catherine McIntosh. She died on April 23rd, 1889, when she was just 8 years old. She died from an illness and was originally buried in a cemetery, but there was a dispute with a neighbor and she was dug up and moved by her uncle to where she is now. Allegedly, the family farm was not far behind this headstone. Many have visited her grave because it's believed to be haunted. She is said to play with toys, giggle, and leave footprints. People have reported child-sized handprints in the dust on their car when they got home. Other people have commented that they have heard growling when they were there, felt like they were being watched, and felt like something was following them when they left the area. It's believed that if you don't leave her a toy, she'll become angry and make her presence known. Remove a toy from her grave and something bad will happen to you. When you leave, make sure your windows are up or she will come home with you.
Welcome to one of the most haunted roads in all of North America. Sarah Jane Road in Port Neches, Texas. Rumor has it back in the Civil War era, Sarah Jane was walking down this road with her baby. The baby died by falling in a creek and drowning, whether or not it was on purpose from Sarah Jane or by accident. She felt so bad she hung herself in this tree right here. This is the creek off the road her baby fell in and drowned. Rumor has it, if you come out here at night and yell Sarah's name 7 times in a row, she appears. You also hear the baby crying at night if you listen carefully. Like this video and comment, and I will come out here and record what I find at night.
Located in a cemetery in Vermont, there is a grave with a window to peek inside. This grave belonged to a man named Timothy Clark Smith. Timothy had a fear of being buried alive. This may seem like an irrational fear, but it was actually more common than people realize. Timothy patented a design for his own gravesite. Not only did he include a window on his tombstone, he also built a contraption that included a bell. In the case that Timothy woke up underneath the ground, he could pull a string and ring the bell to signal for help. Timothy passed away on Halloween in 1893, and he never needed to use the bell. The window to his grave is still there, although the visibility to see inside of it is very low after the years. But I can't imagine being a gravekeeper, hearing a bell ringing in the middle of the night, knowing that you are the only one there.
What is a creepy, unexplained childhood experience that you had?
So the summer that I was 13 years old, I had a dream where I went back to the 1800s and I met this woman, and her and I instantly clicked and we became best friends. We did everything together. I was like, we knew each other our whole lives. And she was telling me about how she had lost her son who was 9, and I was like, I'm sorry, like that sucks. She goes, no, but it's okay, you know him, you're gonna help me get him back. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know him, I can't help you get him back, but I'm sorry. And she goes, no, you know him, you're helping me get him back, but you need to wake up now. And instantly I woke up. And when I woke up, I felt something like moving from my bed. Me thinking it was my cat, I looked at the foot of my bed and I saw the woman from my dreams get up off my bed and walk into my brother's dresser, because we shared a room at the time. And there's going to be a part 2 to this, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is part 2 to my woman at the 1800 story. Am I bleeding? What the fuck? Okay, anyways, it's important to know that at the time my brother was 9 years old. So it was Saturday night, and on Saturdays we would watch a movie and on the couch and then fall asleep on the couch. So that's what we did, watched a movie, fell asleep, and then I woke up in like the middle of the night, and I remember having this gut feeling that something wasn't right. And right across from me, the woman from the 1800s from my dream was standing over my brother, staring down at him. And I remember just feeling like such a bad feeling, and I was like, that is not your son, that is my brother, get away from him now. She looked up at me and she had no face. So she walked into the kitchen, and my brother woke up crying, screaming, saying that somebody was trying to take him. So we woke up my mom, and she put me and my brother back to sleep, called my grandpa to come over, and they did like something to get rid of her. But yeah, that's her. I have so many other stories. My house was hell.
Now we are down the rabbit hole. I'm letting you know. So if you're here for it, you're here for it. Things just continue to line up, and I don't do a lot of coincidence kind of stuff. So the top map shows mysterious cases of people vanishing without a trace, and the bottom map shows America's largest cave systems. Hello? So I'll let you think on the maps and the caves for a hot minute. Chew on it. In 2004, this little cutie pie would go camping with his family. David Gonzalez would go camping at Big Bear campsite in San Bernardino National Forest. National Forest. Now he would ask his mom around like 8 a.m, can I go to the car it was like 50 yards away to get some cookies? Boy just wanted some cookies. But alas, he never made it to get the cookies. Were still in the car. The cookies were still in the car, and the mom literally, she had eyes. And then he was gone. He was, y'all, okay, oh man. So naturally, the search ensued. I read it was like a 9-day search. Searching, going over, scouring. This boy's 9 years old, okay? They're looking. They didn't find nothing. No clothing, nothing around. They didn't say anything about an abduction. Like, it was theorized, but they're like, nah, okay, let's maybe a mountain lion, maybe. So anyways, it would be a year later, they would find the remains a mile away from where he went missing? Oh no. Too many questions with this one. This one just it boggles my mind. Like, I know people are like, oh, mountain lions, but also they had experts in there that were like, no, skull would have been crushed. A mountain lion in the campsite, weird as hell. Like, that's uncommon. They didn't find tore up clothes. Even an abductor. Like, who? But who? And por qué are they leaving the remains coming back a year later? No noise, no screaming, no nothing, no screaming for help a mile away, and like searching and nothing. I mean, I don't know what happened, but that's what bothers me.
Bud.